Right now, you're sitting there thinking you need to control everything. But what if I told you that the moment you stop controlling is exactly when you'll unlock your greatest power? Yeah, I said it. The most successful people in the world know one secret that's going to blow your mind. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal how losing control is going to transform your entire life. Imagine standing at the edge of your comfort zone, heart racing, palms sweating. Every instinct screams to grab control, to manipulate every single detail of your existence. But what if I told you that true power doesn't come from controlling everything? What if surrender is actually your most potent weapon? The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us something revolutionary. Real strength emerges when you learn to dance with uncertainty, not fight against it. Your mind is like a fortress, constantly building walls to protect yourself from the unpredictable. You've spent years constructing these elaborate defense mechanisms, believing they'll shield you from pain, disappointment, and failure. But here's the brutal truth. Those walls aren't protecting you. They're imprisoning you. Every time you try to micromanage your life, you're actually limiting your potential, shrinking your world into a tiny, predictable box. Stoic wisdom reveals a counterintuitive truth. The more you attempt to control, the less power you actually possess. Think about water. When it's contained, it's weak. But when it flows freely, adapting to every obstacle, it becomes an unstoppable force. Rivers carve mountains, not through force, but through persistent, flexible movement. Your life works exactly the same way. Resistance creates tension. Acceptance creates transformation. Control is an illusion, a false narrative your ego sells you. Reality doesn't conform to your expectations. It moves, shifts, and changes constantly. The moment you accept this fundamental truth is the moment you start gaining real inner strength. You're not giving up. You're strategically releasing your grip on outcomes you cannot change. This isn't weakness. This is profound emotional intelligence. Every great achievement in human history happened because someone was willing to let go, to trust the process, to believe in something larger than their immediate fears. When you stop fighting against the current of life and start flowing with it, you unlock a reservoir of resilience you never knew existed. Your power isn't in controlling everything. It's in your ability to adapt, to remain calm, to see challenges as opportunities for growth. The world teaches you to fight, to resist, to push back against every single challenge. But Stoic philosophers understood something profoundly different. They recognized that true strength isn't about winning every battle. It's about transforming yourself during the battle. When you stop seeing obstacles as enemies and start seeing them as teachers, everything changes in an instant. Imagine your life as a complex chess game where you don't control all the pieces. Most people waste incredible energy trying to manipulate every single move, every single outcome. But the most powerful players understand something deeper. Your real power lies in your response, not in controlling the board. You can't determine every piece's movement, but you can absolutely decide how you'll react when unexpected moves happen. Challenges don't happen to you, they happen for you. Every single moment of difficulty is an invitation to grow, to expand, to become something more than you were yesterday. When you release the desperate need to control every single detail, you open yourself to possibilities you couldn't even imagine before. Your rigidity is what's blocking your potential. Flexibility is your true superpower. The moment you embrace uncertainty is the moment you become unstoppable. Most people live in constant fear, trying to predict and prevent every possible negative scenario. But life doesn't work that way. The most successful individuals have learned to surf the waves of uncertainty, to find balance and strength in the midst of chaos. Your capacity to adapt is infinitely more valuable than your ability to control. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about becoming flexible enough to bend without shattering. The Stoic philosophers understood something profound that most people miss entirely. When you try to maintain rigid control, you're actually creating your own suffering. Your desperate grip on outcomes is like trying to hold water. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. Every single moment of your life is an opportunity to practice letting go. Think about the most successful people you know. They aren't successful because they control everything. They're successful because they've mastered the art of flowing with life's unpredictability. Your greatest power emerges when you stop fighting against the current and start navigating it with wisdom and grace. Imagine your mind as a vast ocean. Control is like trying to freeze every single wave, believing you can stop the natural movement of water. But true strength? That's learning to sail through any storm, to adjust your sails when the wind changes direction. You're not weak for adapting. You're incredibly powerful for being flexible enough to transform. The universe doesn't respond to your demands. It responds to your ability to move, to grow, to evolve. Every time you release your need for absolute control, you're actually expanding your capacity for inner peace. You're trading anxiety for acceptance, rigidity for resilience. This is the secret that most people spend their entire lives trying to understand. The human mind is a fascinating battlefield where control becomes the ultimate illusion. You've been taught that strength means dominating every single aspect of your existence, but that's the most destructive lie you've ever been sold. True power resides in your ability to accept what you cannot change, to transform your relationship with uncertainty. Consider the most profound moments of your life, the breakthroughs, the transformations, the unexpected victories. They didn't happen because you micromanaged every single detail. They emerged precisely when you surrendered your desperate need for control. Each time you've tried to force an outcome, you've actually pushed away the very thing you were desperately trying to achieve. Stoic philosophy reveals a counterintuitive wisdom. Your greatest strength emerges from vulnerability, not invulnerability. When you stop trying to shield yourself from life's unpredictability, you become incredibly powerful. Imagine yourself as a tree. The most rigid trees break during storms, while flexible trees bend and survive. Your mental resilience works exactly the same way. Every single challenge you face is an invitation to grow, not a threat to be eliminated. Most people waste incredible energy fighting against circumstances they cannot change. But winners, true champions of life, understand that your power isn't in controlling the external world. Your power lies in controlling your internal response, your perspective, your attitude. The moment you embrace uncertainty is the moment you become truly unstoppable. Most people live in constant fear, trying to predict and prevent every possible negative scenario. But life doesn't operate according to your plans. The most successful individuals have learned to find balance and strength in the midst of chaos, transforming obstacles into opportunities. Your relationship with control is like a complex dance between fear and freedom. Every time you try to grip tightly onto life's unpredictable rhythm, you're actually creating more tension, more resistance. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that true mastery isn't about manipulating external circumstances, but about developing an unshakable internal landscape. Imagine your mind as a sophisticated navigation system. Most people believe success means having a perfect, predetermined route. But real wisdom comes from understanding that the most remarkable journeys are filled with unexpected detours, sudden turns, and unplanned adventures. Your ability to recalculate, to adjust, to embrace the unknown, that's your real superpower. The world doesn't owe you a smooth path. It offers you an opportunity to grow, to transform, to become something greater than you were yesterday. When you stop viewing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as teachers, you unlock a level of personal development most people never experience. Your greatest lessons come disguised as your most difficult moments. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means showing up differently. It means understanding that your energy is a precious resource, and wasting it on futile attempts to control the uncontrollable is the fastest route to exhaustion. You're not surrendering to life. You're strategically choosing where to invest your mental and emotional bandwidth. Every single moment is an opportunity to practice radical acceptance. The most powerful version of yourself emerges when you stop fighting against reality and start dancing with it. Your strength isn't measured by how much you can control, but by how gracefully you can adapt, how quickly you can pivot, how courageously you can embrace the unknown. The most profound transformations in human history were never the result of meticulous control, but of courageous surrender. When you stop fighting against the natural flow of life, you tap into a reservoir of inner strength that most people never discover. Your resistance is what's blocking your potential. Acceptance is the key that unlocks your greatest power. Think about the most successful people you admire. They didn't achieve greatness by trying to control every single detail. They succeeded because they developed an extraordinary capacity to adapt, to pivot, to find opportunity in uncertainty. Your ability to remain calm in the midst of chaos is worth more than any illusion of control you've been desperately protecting. Stoic wisdom reveals a revolutionary approach to personal growth. Your power isn't in predicting or preventing every possible negative scenario. Your true strength lies in your capacity to respond with grace, to learn from every experience, to transform challenges into stepping stones. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're the architect of your internal landscape. Most people spend their entire lives building elaborate defense mechanisms, believing they can shield themselves from pain and disappointment. But these walls don't protect you, they imprison you. Real strength emerges when you have the courage to be vulnerable, to accept that life is inherently unpredictable, to trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Letting go is an art form. It's about releasing your grip on outcomes you cannot change and focusing your energy on what truly matters: your response, your growth, your evolution. Every time you choose acceptance over resistance, you're expanding your capacity for resilience. You're becoming something more powerful than your fears, more flexible than your limitations. The journey of releasing control is not a destination, it's a continuous transformation. Everything you've learned today is not just philosophy. It's a powerful blueprint for living a life of extraordinary resilience. The moment you embrace uncertainty is the moment you become truly unstoppable. Your greatest power lies not in controlling every aspect of your life, but in your ability to adapt, to grow, to transform. The Stoic philosophers understood something profound. Freedom isn't about manipulating external circumstances, but about mastering your internal response. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. Imagine walking through life with a sense of calm certainty, knowing that no matter what challenges arise, you have the strength to navigate them. This isn't a fantasy, this is a skill you can develop. Every single day offers you an opportunity to practice letting go, to release your desperate need for control, to become more flexible, more resilient. The world doesn't reward those who fight against reality. It celebrates those who can dance with uncertainty, who can find opportunity in chaos, who can transform obstacles into stepping stones. Your life is not about avoiding challenges. It's about developing the inner strength to move through them with grace and courage. As you move forward, remember this: losing control is not your weakness, it is your ultimate superpower. Embrace the unknown, trust your ability to adapt, and watch as you transform into the most powerful version of yourself.